again. This is another episode of Daily Devos, and I bless the Lord and thank Him so much for granting this opportunity to study His Word day by day. So today we'll be looking at 1 Corinthians chapter 3, 1 Corinthians chapter 3, and I believe that we are blessed from yesterday's episode from 1 Corinthians chapter 2, which speak about how the Word of God is preached plainly, how the Word of God makes tremendous impact, and how the Word of God is a light onto our feet and lamp onto our path. And how we should give ourselves wholly to the Spirit of God. Now today we'll be talking about three aspects or three parts, or I have divided the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 into three parts. The first part is where we talk about carnality. The second part is about our works, and then judgment, and the third part is about wisdom. Now Paul explains and says that these people of Corinth, they are unable to eat or consume solid food or meat because of their carnality, because there is continuous envy, there is continuous strife, there are divisions in the church. That is why we cannot grow, or that is why they weren't unable to grow as it is. So now note, envy, strife, and then and divisions. So divisions, I spoke about it last 2 days concerning how we should live in harmony. That if we don't live in harmony, there is no way we are going to excel. One sister she spoke to me, and then she told me something that the people gather in prayer, but then prayer, without unity produces no effect. It produces a zero effect. So now that is it. It's important. So Paul reiterates what he explained, or what is said in this letter in the first chapter of 1 Corinthians, that sectarianism is a sin. Why do you cling to Apollos? Why do some of you say I'm for Apollos? And why does some of you say I am for Christ? And why does some of you also say I'm for Paul? Christ is not divided. Christ is not divided. And he is saying that we are all laborers. Apollos and I, we are laborers of Christ. Listen, I planted and Apollos watered on that same foundation of Christ, on that same solid foundation of Christ. So that is what Paul is saying. That no, sectarianism is not good. Let's not divide ourselves. Let's not be angry at each other. Bible talks about the fact that you can be angry and not sin. You understand? But let's not get all these things wrong. Let's not give ourselves to the flesh to fulfill its lust. So this is the first part. We talked about carnality. Then the second part talks about the works that the Lord has placed in our hands. Now, the Bible is saying that every work will be tested by fire. Yes, that every work will be tried and tested by fire. Now, if your work is able to stand, you will get a reward from God. If your work is able to stand, you will get a reward from God. So now we work for a reward. Note, we work for a reward. So anybody that works obtains a reward. Now, but note this. Now, if your work does not stand, it means that you're not getting a reward. Bible says in one verse that woe unto him that does the work of God and does it haphazardly. So you can do the work of God, but then do it haphazardly. It means that you're not getting a reward for what you are doing. Imagine winning souls for Christ and then taking a vacation, forgetting about the souls that you have won for Christ. What you are doing is wrong. So note that your work is going to be tested by fire, and if your work does not remain, it's going to be burnt. Now, the second part is that even if your work is burnt, you have the chance to be saved. That you still can be saved, but then your salvation is going to be also tested by fire. Your salvation is also going to be tested by fire. It means that we learned from the parable of the talents, where talents were distributed to people, and then some worked with theirs and some didn't. You understand? So yes, if you don't work with the talent God has given to you, you are going to be judged by God for that. You understand? If you are a preacher, preach the word. If you are a teacher, exhort, teach the word. If you are not, if you exhort. You understand? So now, now about the judgment. Now, your salvation is going to be tested by fire. It's going to let me read from that side. Say that if any man's work, it says that in the 15, if any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved by fire, yet shall be saved, yet also by fire. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and the Spirit of God dwelleth in thee? We are the temple of God, and the Spirit of God dwells in us. So we are going to be tested by fire. We are going to be tried by fire. And he says that if any man defile the temple of God, of God, him shall God destroy. If you defile this temple, if you defile this body, God shall destroy you. If you defile yourself, you understand? But understand that some people prophesy in His name. Some people come before you and say, Lord, I prophesied in your name. I did this in your name. I did that in your name. But there is a but. But He said that they are what? They are workers of iniquity. Now, listen, they are workers of iniquity. Now, if you claim you have salvation, now there is let me say this. There is something people don't understand. There is a difference between obtaining the gifts of the Spirit, obtaining the gifts of the Spirit, and working with the fruits of the Spirit. Now, what is more important? The fruits of the Spirit, not the gifts of the Spirit. Someone once told me that if you continue to look forward to acquire the gift of the gift of the Spirit rather than the fruit of the Spirit, you are being carnal. That is also a form of carnality. That means that you are earthly minded, because you're not going to send your gifts anywhere. Your gift ends on earth. In heaven, there is nothing like prophesying. There is nothing like teaching. There is nothing like there is nothing like that. We're going to be praising the Lord. So let us make sure that our salvation is sure by fulfilling and by eating from the fruit of the Spirit, or eating the fruit of the Spirit, and acting just as such. It's very important. It is very, very important. Now, the second part is about wisdom. Now, let me read that part. That part is from the verse. It says that if you want to be wise, first become as fools, that you may be wise. That if you want to be wise, first become as fools, that you may be wise. If you want to be wise, first become as fools. Just know that if you want to be wise, it's speaking to the people of Corinthians, because they did something. You understand? They did something that wasn't right. Say that, look, if you think that is a wise decision, that is the wise thing that you have done, listen, it is not wise. Become as fools. You know, the world sees us as fools. You understand? So become just as the world sees us. You understand? Because the world cannot comprehend it. The world cannot comprehend. I said before, the world cannot comprehend the word of God, because they don't have the Spirit. So let us not give ourselves or cling ourselves to the things of the world. But makes us understand that He takes the foolish things of this world, the foolish things of the world, to shame the wise. Yeah. So it's important that we act as fools, so that we become wise. We become wise, not according to human wisdom, no, but according to the wisdom of God. I believe we are blessed today. I believe that the Lord is going to do something great in your life. I believe that even as the word has come, the word is going to edify you. The word is going to have its place in your life. God bless you this day, and have a blessed day. Thank you very much.